Pause! Welcome to the 12 Days of Sickness. My name is Chance with the Seer Club. I want to give you all a warning before you jump into this video. The 12 Days of Sickness is a seasonal thing. This channel has no intention of being an educational channel, and we are no professional. So enjoy, but be aware of that. If you like our vibes and our personality, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and let's get back into your video. Peace. Hello, and welcome to another Seer Club video. Today we are going to do a quick guide to roles, and also why they don't matter. So, if you don't know what roles are in a DID system, they're often used as labels to describe different types of alters. I'm going to do a quick flash round of definitions for you, and then we're going to get into why I believe they don't matter. So first, we have hosts. This is often you're hearing this term be used to people or used for alters who commonly front, who are the most common fronters. Then you have protectors. They do exactly what the name suggests, and they protect the system. Shocker. And then you have persecutors. Not prosecutors, persecutors. I see the typo all the time. They are alters that cause purposeful harm to a system. Then you have interjects. They are based off of an outside person or a figure. Next, you have memory or trauma holders. These people hold traumatic memories. Wow. Then you have a gatekeeper. They control access to info or areas alters can go, and this includes whether they confront or not. You've got internal self-helpers, which is someone who holds vast amount of knowledge of a system and helps without fronting much. These are oftentimes people you're not going to see videos from online. Fragments are alters that are not fully differentiated from the rest of the system or aren't fully developed. Those are just the most common roles you're going to see, and I personally think these all kind of suck. But I'll get into why now. This is probably why you clicked on the video. You want to hear why roles don't matter. And I understand that. That is a very good thing to be questioning. I think, personally, that our society has put way too much pressure on labeling things. Whether that's about your gender, your sexuality, or even just if you have a favorite color or you're a picky eater or whatever. And I believe the same thing is happening within the DID community, just in general. There's such a great importance on your role. But I think the only place where those roles are really supposed to be used and are important are in a therapy room. Those roles were specifically created to help therapists determine the problems that alters are facing. And I believe that people are putting way too much pressure and importance on these roles for DID systems. How many times in the DID community have you seen alter intros where it seems like those systems have it all figured out? And how many times have you seen alter intros where there's a person who seems almost embarrassed to admit that they don't know their role? I've seen a lot, and I think it's wrong to label your alters in ways that can make them feel guilty. I think sometimes it's okay to come up with roles. I think it's a good option for if you're stressed out about not having one. For example, Jared in our system, he fits into a lot of categories. But which one do we put him in? Technically, he's a gatekeeper because he can hold info away from others, in the sense of that info that he doesn't have necessarily his memory of. But there's gatekeepers that are more prevalent and have a stronger ability to do that. Okay, what about a protector? He oftentimes can be in a protective stance, especially when someone's bullying us or being unnecessarily rude to us. Well, but he's not really a protector in that sense. He could be considered a persecutor, because he will go a little extreme. But he doesn't really fit that either. Well, a trauma holder works, but it's not quite right. We like to label people in our system by what they do to help. And so we have persecutors, but we only use those terms for therapeutic situations. A lot of the people who get labeled as a persecutor often feel like a bad person from what we've noticed in our system, so we try to avoid using that term. Because we like to use the phrase as, instead of misguided protector or whatever we've seen online, we like to use the term mini protector. It means that you don't do a whole lot to protect the system, but you would fall under Chance as our primary protector. And so Chance helps them learn what the right ways to help us are. And for Jared's specific situation where we couldn't label him, we decided to give him a fully new made-up one called the Organizer. Now, this is probably not like something magically we came up with, and I'm sure there's some other systems who use this term, but what we consider as an organizer is someone who comes in and organizes stuff. And Jared does that. He keeps track of people in the system and helps the gatekeepers do that, and he helps us organize our bedroom when it needs to be organized, and he helps take care of tasks and organize a group of people occasionally when we're in situations that needs to happen. So, yeah, we gave him his own. And roles can be pressure. And so we try to not base it off of things that make them feel like they have to fit a certain box. And we base them off of individuality. And so keeping people more in a positive mindset. Our system believes that your purpose in life isn't to make money or do anything like that. It's to live and to learn and to grow as a person. Because of that, our system believes that roles are not the end-all be-all to things, but we can't help but feel pressured. And so we try not to use roles as often as possible. Like, if we're in a therapeutic sense, that's one thing. But if we're in a situation where we can avoid using roles, like our everyday life, we've never needed them. And so I think it's important to remember that you were functioning and you were doing okay. Maybe not functioning, but you were doing okay before you had known and before you had roles. And so I think it's important to take some of the pressure off of those roles and stop labeling yourself. Stop worrying about if you need one. Stop worrying about if labels are important. you know? And if you like labeling and it makes your system feel confident and better about themselves, continue doing it. But I don't think they're as important as we put pressure on. And so I feel like systems who are newer are feeling pressured into figuring it out all on their own or with their therapist, and they have to know what their role is and what their purpose is, and I think that's just bad. And I think that's bad in any sense. So that's about it as to why I think roles aren't important. And basically, a basic rundown of what roles even are. And I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that, and not you hope, I hope that you enjoyed listening to me ramble about my beliefs on things and about just how I believe that we shouldn't pressure people and how we should just live. And I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Good night.